My name is Thomas P. DeLaine Jr., but everyone calls me TJ. I am the Director of Information Security for Comprehensive Health Services, which is an exam management company out of Cape Canaveral, Florida. And my responsibilities are to ensure that all the security requirements associated with physical, personnel, and information security are addressed within the organization. We cover a wide berth of things and of over around 200 or plus clients that we support, and it enables us to ensure that we're protecting their protected health information, their personal identifiable information, as well as proprietary information within the company due to strategy, pricing, and all those things. So we have a wide berth of responsibility with a tremendous amount of, I would say, overall goal of ensuring that we're able to continue to support our clients and meet the regulatory requirements that we have to meet over all the different organizations we support, which are also commercial as well as government. Some of the concepts and principles that you should be considering associating with working with an incident management plan. First of all, you need to ensure that senior management and senior executives understand the importance of the incident plan, why it's in place, and the areas that it's going to address, which should be addressing your entire organization. Those incident management plans should be developed in coordination with the process owners themselves, whether they be program managers or individuals who are doing support services roles within your organization, being HR, contracts, to include logistics. All of those areas cannot be ignored, because if they are, those are areas where you could have possible data leakage or things that will be missing. You need to communicate this to everyone in the company in various ways. One, through your annual training. It's an opportunity for you to sit back and put a very simplistic message across on how they're supposed to address those issues, where they need to go to report an incident, for them not to be concerned about whether the incident is a breach or not. The whole context behind it is to ensure that you reach out and let people know it's better to ask and then find out it's not, than to not ask and find out that there's been a major breach that has already occurred, and then the amount of effort it would take to try to clean that up. So those are some of the baseline principles, regardless of size of company, product or service that you're providing. You need to make sure everyone is involved. Also, any of your external partners need to also be aware of your incident plan, and you should be coordinating your exercises to ensure that they can participate so that they'll understand if something happens, what they're supposed to do, as well as what we're supposed to do to help support them. Collaborative tools enable you to automate the processes that you have in place for things such as data collection, evidence collection, but yet and still have the ability to pull that information when necessary to be able to do lessons learned. Or in some instances, they're saying lessons observed if you're not really implementing those strategies based upon what you've seen. It also provides you an opportunity to have metrics, to bring those metrics to bear and to better put a value, a return on investment, as you might say, to what will need to be done to ensure that those processes work better in the future. It's also important in that automation process that it is easy to use, that the users can find that tool when necessary, and that all those who are participating will understand the major principles associated with the tool. You shouldn't have to work very hard to be able to put the information in, to be able to pull that information, and then to be able to take that data and be able to correlate that data to come up with how you're supposed to address notifications to individuals who are affected, how to address regulatory requirements according to what state or principality that you might be working in. And even more importantly, being able to take your contextual requirements, incorporate them into the tool. So now the tool becomes a methodology by which when you hit one button, you now are able to pull all of that data at one time and not have to spend a lot of time, manual time and manual effort, which otherwise you're paying for, which now begins to hit the bottom line. How are you're now allowing that tool to make that work better for you. In 2016, 2017, is the year of security control implementation for our organization. We're looking very strongly at all of our areas in terms of physical controls, in terms of administrative controls, and in terms of logical controls, determining what needs to be developed, how it needs to be developed, who needs to be involved. And some of the things that we're instituting and working towards bringing on DeLaine is a new document management system, which will now allow us to be able to better implement the documentation, bring the documentation through review process that can be tracked, monitored, and also ensure that individuals will be able to pull that documentation when necessary to be able to read the required policies, procedures that meet auditory requirements, regulatory requirements, and contractual requirements. We're also working to move down the line to implement and bring forth a new change on our network infrastructure to better capture what our level of sensitivity is and putting the appropriate controls against it, so that now we're not trying to control every piece of data as if it's the most sensitive, whereas by making that categorization and being able to better meld that overall operational process associated with that data, now you're going to be able to, it will impact your ability to handle security breaches. It will be able to handle your ability to address operational concerns that pop up that you might not have been aware of. And even more importantly, we're working to get those controls to become an enabler to better the capability of individuals to address our clients' needs, but at the same time be able to protect the information that our clients have entrusted to us. So this year is the year of security control implementation, and we're looking forward to the opportunity of making those controls applicable as necessary across all the different areas within our corporation. And when we're done, we realize this is not a one-time process, but we're going to build the process in place that will allow us to enable us to continue to maintain and keep those controls up to date, but it won't have to be a big major effort. Instead, it'll be something we do on a daily basis, not something we have to do when necessary. And I think that that's really critical, because if you make it a part of your daily work, it changes and it improves, and it becomes a real good return on investment, because now the quality of the work gets better. And when the quality of the work gets better, you get more customers. You get more customers, you get more revenue. So in actuality, security, as far as I'm concerned, it's a revenue enhancer, and it will always be a revenue enhancer as long as you approach it that manner.